Hi everyone, welcome to Learn English Beyond Words. I am John.
And I am Carol. We are your English teachers. Today is a massive masterclass about telling stories, specifically telling the story of your day.
When you come home, people always ask, how was your day? Today we are jumping straight into the vocabulary, verbs, and phrases you need to answer that question perfectly.
Stick around until the end of the video. We will teach you the Highlight and Lowlight Method. This is a conversational secret that makes talking about your day fun and interesting for everyone.
And I will teach you the top 5 phrasal verbs you need to describe how you finish your day and relax at night.
If you want to stop feeling nervous when you speak English, please give this video a like right now. It helps our free masterclasses reach more students.
And hit subscribe to join our learning family. Now, let's jump straight into the lesson. Let's start by understanding the biggest problem beginners face when someone asks about their day. We call it the good trap.
Someone asks you, "How was your day?" You smile, look at them, and say, "It was good." And then you stop talking.
This happens all the time. You trap yourself in one word. Good is not a story. It does not explain what you did, who you saw, or how you felt.
Beginners fall into the good trap because they're afraid of the past tense. In your morning routine, you use the present. I wake up, I eat. But at night, the day is finished. The actions are in the past.
You have to change your vocabulary. This makes beginners freeze. Today, we are going to remove that fear. We are going to give you the exact tools to tell a mini story about your day.
Before we look at real-life examples, we need to build a strong foundation. We need to look at how English verbs change when we travel back in time.
In English, we have 2 types of action words, verbs, for the past. The first type is regular words. These are the easiest words in the English language.
For regular words, you just add the letters ed to the end of the word. That is the only rule. Work becomes worked. I worked all day. Play becomes played. I played with my dog. Watch becomes watched. I watched a movie. Clean becomes cleaned. I cleaned the kitchen.
The second type is irregular words. These words do not follow the ed rule. They are rebels. They change their spelling completely. You simply have to memorize them.
But do not panic. You do not need to memorize a dictionary. You only need a few irregular words for your daily life. Here are the most important ones.
Go becomes went. I went to the office. Have becomes had. I had a great time. Eat becomes ate. I ate a sandwich. See becomes saw. I saw my boss. Do becomes did. I did my work. Buy becomes bought. I bought some coffee. Take becomes took. I took the bus. Make becomes made. I made a mistake. Leave becomes left. I left my house. Drink becomes drank. I drank water.
If you know these 10 irregular words and you know the ed rule for the regular words, you have 95% of the grammar you need to talk about your day.
Now, we are going to look at 5 different characters. They all had very different days. We will listen to their mini stories, and then we will analyze the simple, powerful English they used. Let's meet David.
Our first guest is David. David works in a large corporate office. His day was very busy and very stressful.
Listen carefully to how David uses the past tense to explain his long hours at the office.
My day was extremely busy. I arrived at the office at 8 in the morning. Immediately, I had a long meeting with my manager. We talked about the new project. After the meeting, I answered about 50 emails. I did not have time to go out for lunch. I stayed at my desk and ate a cold salad. In the afternoon, I presented my ideas to the team. I felt very nervous, but it went well. I finally finished my work and left the building at 7 p.m. I took the train home. I am completely exhausted.
Thank you, David. That sounds like a very tiring day. Let's break down the English David used so you can use it to describe your own workday.
David started by setting the scene. My day was extremely busy. Extremely is a fantastic describing word. It means very, very, very. It makes the word busy much stronger.
Then he talked about arriving. I arrived at the office at 8. Arrive is a regular word. He just added the D at the end. Arrived.
Next, he said, I had a long meeting with my manager. We talked about the new project. Look at those two verbs. Had is the past of have. Talked is the past of talk.
Notice the phrase talked about. When you discuss a topic, you use the word about. You do not say, we talked the project. You must use the bridge word about.
What did he do next? He said, I answered about 50 emails. Answer is a regular verb. He answered his emails.
Now look at his negative sentence. This is crucial for beginners. He said, I did not have time to go out for lunch.
To say no in the past, we use the magic phrase did not or didn't. When you use didn't, the action word stays in its normal present form.
Yes, you say I didn't have time. You do not say I didn't had time. The word didn't holds the past time, so the next verb is normal. This makes past tense negative sentences very easy.
David said, I stayed at my desk and ate a cold salad. Stayed is regular. Ate is the past of eat.
He shared his feelings. I felt very nervous, but it went well. Felt is the past of feel. And look at the phrase, it went well. This is a perfect phrase to describe an event, a meeting, or a test that was successful.
Finally, he said, I am completely exhausted. Exhausted means you have zero energy left. You are 100% tired. It is the perfect word for a long office day.
Let's move to our second story. Emma is a university student. Her day is not about offices and managers. It is about studying and friends.
The vocabulary for a student's day is a bit different. Let's listen to Emma's mini-story.
I had a pretty good day today. In the morning, I took a very difficult math exam. I studied all night for it, so I think I passed. After the exam, I walked to the library. I returned some books and printed my essay for my history class. At noon, I met my friends in the cafeteria. We bought pizza and drank sodas. We laughed a lot. In the afternoon, I did not have any classes. I went back to my dormitory and relaxed. I listened to music and cleaned my room. It was a nice, balanced day.
Excellent story, Emma. Let's analyze the vocabulary she used for her university life.
She started by saying, I had a pretty good day today. For beginners, the word pretty here does not mean beautiful. When placed before an adjective, pretty means quite or fairly. It means her day was good, but not perfect.
She talked about her test. I took a very difficult math exam. Took is the past of take. In English, we do not make an exam. We take an exam, or we take a test.
Then she used a regular verb. I studied all night. Study becomes studied. She also said, I think I passed. Pass means you got a good grade, you succeeded. The opposite is failed.
She did some tasks in the library. I returned some books and printed my essay. Returned means she gave the books back to the library. Printed means she used a machine to put her essay on paper. Both are regular verbs ending in ed.
Let's look at her lunch. I met my friends, we bought pizza and drank sodas. Met is the past of meet. Bought is the past of buy. Drink is the past of drink. These are very common irregular words you must memorize.
Look at her negative sentence. I did not have any classes. Again, she used did not or didn't with the normal verb have.
Finally, she said, I went back to my dormitory and relaxed. Went back means she returned to her living space. Relaxed means she rested her mind and body.
Our third guest is Mike. Mike is a stay-at-home father. He has 2 young children. His day is full of errands, driving, and taking care of the house.
Being a parent is a full-time job. The vocabulary for house chores and children is essential for daily English. Let's listen to Mike.
My day was crazy. It was non-stop from the moment I woke up. First, I made breakfast for my 2 kids. Then I drove them to school and dropped them off at 8 a.m. After that, I went to the supermarket. I bought groceries for the week. When I got home, I did the laundry and vacuumed the living room. At 3 p.m., I picked up the kids from school. We went to the park and they played on the swings. In the evening, I cooked dinner for the family. We ate together and then I put the kids to bed. I finally sat down on the sofa at 9 p.m. I am ready to sleep.
Wow, Mike, that really is a non-stop day. Let's break down the action words he used.
He started with a great phrase. It was non-stop. This means there were 0 breaks. He was always moving, always doing something.
He talked about food. I made breakfast. Remember, made is the past of make. We use make when we create a meal.
Now let's look at 2 very important transportation phrases. Mike said, I drove them to school and dropped them off. Later, he said, I picked up the kids from school.
These are opposite actions. Drop off, you take someone to a place, you leave them there, and you drive away. Past tense, dropped off. Pick up, you go to a place, you collect a person or an item, and you bring them back with you. Past tense, picked up.
These phrases are used every day. You drop off your kids, you pick up your dry cleaning, you drop off a package, you pick up a friend from the airport. Memorize drop off and pick up.
Mike talked about his shopping. I bought groceries. Groceries is the word for food you buy at a supermarket. You buy apples, milk, and bread. Those are groceries.
Then he did chores. I did the laundry and vacuumed the living room. Did is the past of do. We always do the laundry. Vacuumed is a regular verb. It means using a machine to clean the carpets or floors.
In the evening, Mike said, I cooked dinner. We cook dinner when we use heat, like a stove or an oven.
His final task was, I put the kids to bed. This means he helped them brush their teeth, read them a story, and tucked them into their blankets. The verb put is special because it does not change in the past. Today I put, yesterday I put. It is very easy.
Our 4th story is for anyone who loves to travel. Sophia is visiting London on a vacation.
When you are a tourist, your day is full of exploration, taking photos, and sometimes making mistakes. Let's listen to Sophia's day in the city.
I had a wonderful day exploring London. I left my hotel early in the morning. I walked to the British Museum. I spent 3 hours there and saw so many amazing historical things. For lunch, I tried fish and chips at a local pub. It was incredibly tasty. In the afternoon, I tried to take the subway, but I got completely lost. I took the wrong train. But it was okay because I found a beautiful little park. I sat on a bench and took photos of the birds. In the evening, I walked by the river and watched the sunset. It was a perfect day.
What a lovely day. Getting lost is sometimes the best part of traveling. Let's look at Sophia's travel vocabulary.
She said, I had a wonderful day exploring London. Exploring means walking around a new place to discover what is there.
She visited a museum. I spent 3 hours there and saw so many amazing historical things. Spent is the past of spend. You can spend money and you can spend time. She spent 3 hours. Saw is the past of see.
Look at how she talked about food. I tried fish and chips at a local pub. Tried is the past of try. When you eat a new food for the first time in your life, you try it. It is a great travel word.
She described the food. It was incredibly tasty. Tasty is a synonym for delicious. It means the flavor is very good.
Now the mistake. Sophia said, I tried to take the subway, but I got completely lost. I took the wrong train.
Got lost is a vital phrase. Got is the past of get. If you get lost, it means you do not know where you are. Your map is not helping you, and you cannot find your hotel. Yesterday, Sophia got lost.
She also said, I took the wrong train. Wrong means incorrect. Took is the past of take. She entered a train going in the opposite direction.
But she made the best of it. She said, I found a beautiful little park. I sat on a bench and took photos. Found is the past of find. She discovered the park. Sat is the past of sit. A bench is a long wooden seat in a park. Took photos. In English, we do not make photos. We take photos or we take pictures.
We have one final story. Not every day has to be productive. Sometimes you just need to rest.
Our final guest is Leo. Leo had a completely free day. He did not work, he did not study, and he did not travel. Let's listen to Leo's lazy Sunday.
My day was very slow and relaxing. I did not set an alarm, so I slept in until 11 a.m. When I finally got up, I made a huge pot of coffee and sat on my balcony. I read a book for 2 hours. I did not want to cook, so I ordered food on my phone. A delivery driver brought me a hamburger and fries. In the afternoon, I watched a documentary about nature. I fell asleep on the couch and took a long nap. In the evening, I called my brother and we talked for an hour. It was exactly what I needed.
That sounds like my perfect Sunday. Let's break down Leo's relaxing vocabulary.
He started by saying, I did not set an alarm, so I slept in. Did not set means he left his clock off. Slept is the past of sleep. Slept in means he intentionally allowed himself to sleep very late into the morning.
He said, when I finally got up, I made a huge pot of coffee. Got up is the past of get up. It means his body left the bed.
He relaxed outside. I sat on my balcony. I read a book. Notice the word read. The spelling is R-E-A-D. In the present tense, it is read. In the past tense, the spelling is exactly the same, R-E-A-D. The spelling does not change.
Look at his lunch strategy. I did not want to cook, so I ordered food on my phone. Ordered means he requested food from a restaurant.
He said, a delivery driver brought me a hamburger. Brought is the past of bring. The driver carried the food from the restaurant to Leo's house.
In the afternoon, he rested. He fell asleep on the couch and took a long nap. Fell is the past of fall. He fell asleep. Took is the past of take. He took a nap, a short sleep during the day.
Finally, he communicated with family. He called my brother and we talked for an hour. Both called and talked are regular verbs ending in ed.
We have given you massive amounts of vocabulary, but vocabulary is just individual bricks. You need cement to hold the bricks together.
To build a story about your day, you need time connectors. These are small words that tell the listener the order of your actions.
If you just say, I woke up, I ate, I worked, I slept, it sounds like a robot.
You must use connectors like first. First, I made coffee. Then I drove to the office. After that, I had a meeting. Later in the afternoon, I answered emails. Finally, I came home and relaxed.
These words organize your past actions on a timeline. They make your story easy to follow and pleasant to hear.
You also need to explain why things happened. You need to show cause and effect.
We use two powerful bridge words for this, because and so.
We use because to give the reason for an action. I stayed home because I was sick. I bought pizza because I didn't want to cook. I got lost because I took the wrong train.
We use so to show the result or consequence of a situation. I was sick, so I stayed home. I didn't want to cook, so I bought pizza. I took the wrong train, so I got lost.
Using because and so shows that you can think logically in English. It proves you are moving beyond simple beginner sentences.
At the beginning of the video, we promised you a secret conversational trick.
Today, you are going to learn the highlight and lowlight method.
A highlight is the best, brightest, most positive moment of your day.
A lowlight is the worst, darkest, most annoying moment of your day.
When someone asks about your day, just share one highlight and one lowlight.
You can say, "My day was okay. The highlight was having lunch with my favorite colleague. The lowlight was getting stuck in terrible traffic on the way home."
This is brilliant. It gives the other person two specific things to ask you about. They can ask about your colleague, or they can complain about the traffic with you.
You can also use this method to ask other people about their day. Don't ask, "How was your day?"
Instead, ask, what was the best part of your day today? What was the highlight of your week? Did anything frustrating happen today?
When you ask specific questions, you force the other person to tell you a real story, not just say good.
John also promised to teach you the best phrasal verbs to describe the end of your day.
Phrasal verbs are 2 or 3 words combined to make a new action. Native speakers love them. Here are the top 5 phrasal verbs for the evening.
Number 1, wrap up. To wrap up means to finish a task or an event. Past tense, wrapped up. Example, I wrapped up my project at 5 p.m. and left the office.
Number 2, log off. If you work on a computer, you log off when you disconnect from the network and stop working. Past tense, logged off. Example, I was so tired I logged off my computer early today.
Number 3, wind down. To wind down means to slowly relax your brain and body after a period of stress or excitement. Past tense, wound down, irregular. Example, after a stressful day, I wound down by reading a quiet book on the sofa.
Number 4, hang out. To hang out means to spend casual, relaxed time with friends or family without a strict plan. Past tense, hung out, irregular. Example, after dinner, my brother and I just hung out in the living room and talked.
Finally, turn in. To turn in is an old polite phrase that means to go to bed and sleep. Past tense, turned in. Example, I was exhausted, so I turned in at 9:30 p.m.
Try to use wrap up and wind down the next time you talk about your evening. You will sound like a native speaker immediately. We are going to do a fast guided practice right now. I will ask you a question about yesterday. I want you to think of the answer and say the English sentence out loud in your room.
Question 1. Think about yesterday morning. What did you eat for breakfast? Say out loud. Yesterday morning, I ate.
Great. Ate is the past of eat.
Question 2. Think about yesterday afternoon. What is one task you completed? Say out loud. In the afternoon, I finished, or I did.
Excellent.
Question 3. Think about your emotions yesterday. How did you feel at the end of the day? Say out loud. At the end of the day, I felt.
Felt is the past of feel. I felt relaxed. I felt stressed.
If you practice this internal monologue every night, using the past tense will become completely automatic. You will never freeze when someone asks about your day.
To truly become fluent, you have to output language. You must write and speak.
Here is your homework for today. Go down to the comment section below this video. We want to read about your day.
Write a short mini story using 4 or 5 sentences. Tell us the highlight of your day, the best part. Tell us the low light of your day, the worst part. Use the time connectors. First, then, finally. Use the bridge words so, because.
Make sure you use the past tense words we learned today. Remember the regular ed words and the irregular words like went, had, ate, saw, and did.
We read your comments, and it is a wonderful, completely safe space to practice your English.
Wow, we covered a massive amount of vocabulary today. You are now fully equipped to tell the story of your life.
You know how to describe a busy office day, a student's life, a parent's chores, a tourist's adventure, and a lazy Sunday.
You escaped the good trap. You know how to use the past tense naturally. You know how to use the highlight and lowlight method to make conversation interesting.
Every time you talk about your day in English, you are connecting your personal memories to your new vocabulary. This is the deepest, strongest way to learn a language.
We are so proud of you for showing up today, taking notes, and practicing with us. You are doing a fantastic job on your English journey.
We are your smart friends, and we are always here to help you grow.
Keep practicing, ask great questions at dinner tonight, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful, story-filled day.
See ya!